California, playing a Russian music show, currently in second place.
Musical skills and a flair for performing are essential to drum corps. But the physical and mental demands of marching rival that of well-conditioned athletes. These kids make what they do look easy. It is not.
We put a device on him that allowed us to measure how hard he's working, his metabolic rate. And what it actually measures is his oxygen consumption, his carbon dioxide production, the amount of air that he breathes, in addition to the heart rate. And it's sent via telemetry to a computer that does the calculations that tells us how much energy he's expending. Out of curiosity, let's go ahead and put your drum set on just to see how that all works. If you look right now, his values are going to start going up simply because this drum kit's almost 30% more addition to your body weight. Do you remember when we were watching from the sidelines? Your heart rate went shooting up as soon as they started playing, even though you didn't even have your drums on at that time. His heart rate went up to 180 beats per minute, and he hadn't done anything. It's just like the athletes hearing the gun go off. This is being driven by probably the sympathetic part of the nervous system. You can think of it as an adrenaline rush. And he's used to, as soon as he hears those notes, he's used to, I'm in the middle of performance mode. And so that kicks in. The body was ready for that, even though he's standing alongside. They get incredibly high heart rates during the performance, and it actually doesn't vary a lot. Your heart rate was up over 200 beats per minute. What did mirror the activity on the field was the oxygen consumption. It got as high very briefly as 40 mLs per kg per minute. Now, what does that mean? That's about 13, 14 times his resting metabolic rate. The little black cross hatches are the heart rate response. The little red squares are the oxygen consumption. The oxygen consumption is generally about what it would be during the middle of a marathon for a well-trained runner who's halfway through a marathon. If you looked at the heart rate, though, you would think that you were looking at someone who's running a 400 or 800 meter dash maximally. So he's working very hard out there. Now, what we were seeing was a heart rate that went up and stayed up. And I suspect that's because of the performance portion. Because we saw that heart rate response alongside the field, even though he wasn't performing, that alone tells me that the music in and of itself and his reaction to it is having an effect on his heart rate. And that's what kind of tipped us off that there's something different about these guys. These performers work very hard metabolically, but they're also doing an amazing amount of work that most of us would find very stressful. And this stress encompasses everything from doing the music correctly, doing the steps correctly, handling the heat, as well as just the plain work that they're doing.
Wow. Thanks to the Cavaliers' Jordan Thomas for letting us wire him up for our research project. The judges also have to keep fit. They're running like a quarterback under siege. Judgment Day when we come back.